Welcome, my dear student, in our math program for secondary 3. Dear student, today we are taking new lesson in differentiation calculus. What is the title? Properties about integration. Dear student, look at the introduction about properties of integration. Properties of integration. Dear student, look at separation of variables. Number 1, if dy over dx equal r of x, then integration of dy over dx respect to dx equals integration of r of x respect to dx. What you mean integration of dy over dx is y. Then y equals integration of r of x dx. Number 2, if dy over dx equals f of x times r of y. We have two functions, f of x, number 1, second function r of y. Then f of x dx equals dy over ry by using cross multiplication. Then what is the integration of left hand side? Integration of f of x dx equals integration of dy over r of y dy. Dear student, now we translate the first example. First example, dy over dx equals 6x plus 5 over 3 minus 2y. And y equals 3 at x equals negative 1. Find the relation between x and y. Dear student, we have differentiation dy over dx. What you want? The relation between x and y. What you mean? Y equals or function of y equals function of x. We have dy over dx equals 6x plus 5 over 3 minus 2y. What's the solution? Dear student, look at the solution. Solution. Look, dear student, dy over dx equals 6x plus 5 over 3 minus 2y. By using cross multiplication, 3 minus 2y inside bracket multiply dy equals bracket contains 6x plus 5 multiply dx. Look at, we find integration left hand side and integration of right hand side. Answer is 3y minus y power 2 equals 3x squared plus 5x plus 6. Y equals 3, x equals negative 1. By substitution, then to find the constant integration, 9 minus 9 equals 3 plus 5 plus c. Therefore, c equals what? Equals 2. 3y minus y for all power 2 equals 3x plus 5x plus 2. What is the relation between y and the x? We find left hand side equals right hand side equals 0. 3x for all power 2, y power 2 plus 5x negative 3y plus 2 equals 0. Dear student, we have the relation between x and y. Dear student, look at another example. If dy over dx square root 2y plus 1 over square root 3x minus 2. Find the relation between x and y if x equals 1 and y equals 4. Remember, dear student, we have dy over dx differentiation equals two function. The first function in numerator square root 2y plus 1. Second function in denominator square root 3x minus 2. What you want? Find the relation between x and y when x equals 1 and y equals 4. Look at the solution. Dy over dx equals square root 2y plus 1 over square root 3x minus 2. Therefore, dx over square root dy plus 1 equals dx over square root 3x minus 2. Dear student, when multiply cross multiplication, we find we have function dy over, yes, square root dy plus 1, dy over square root 2y plus 1 equals dx over square root 3x minus 2. The first, what is the integration of the first? Equals 2y plus 1 for all negative half dx equals integration is 3x minus 2 for all power negative half over dx. Then integration of 2y plus 1 for all power negative half dx equals integration 3x minus 2 power negative half dx. Therefore, 2y plus 1 power half over half times 2 equals what? 3x minus 2 power half over half times 3 plus c. What is the c? Is constant of integration. By substitution about x and y, therefore 2y plus 1 power half equal 2/3 3x minus 1 inside bracket power half plus c. After that, at y equals 4 and x equal 1, by substitution about x equal 1, y equals 4, we find the value of c. C equals what? C equals 3 minus 2/3 equals 7 over 3. After that, we put the value of c. The answer is 3 multiply 2y plus 1 power half equals 2 multiply 3x minus 2 power half plus 7. Therefore, what is the relation between x and y? The left hand side becomes 3 multiply square root 2y plus 1 equals 2 multiply 3x minus 2 plus 7. This relation between x and y. Integration of some trigonometry function. Dear student, we have integration of the sine x. This rule very important. Sine integration of the sine x equals negative cosine x plus c. Why? Because we remember that the differentiation is inverse operation of integration. Differentiation of cosine equals what? Equals negative sine. But integration of sine dx, sine x dx equals negative cosine x plus c. What is the c? Constant of integration. Number 2, integration of cosine x dx equals sine x plus c. Remember, dear student, integration of sine, negative cosine, but integration of cosine equals sine plus c. Integration of sec squared dx equals 10x plus c. Why? Because differentiation of 10x equals sec squared. In integration, we find integration of sec squared dx. Answer is 10x plus c. C is called constant of integration. Dear student, look at the colors. Integration of sine of bracket contains ax plus b respect to dx equals what? Negative cosine bracket contains ax plus b over coefficient of x plus c. Remember, dear student, if we have sine of bracket ax plus b, we want find, yes, integration of sine bracket contains ax plus b. In this example, we find integration of sine negative cosine bracket. After that, divided, yes, by coefficient of x. Look at coefficient of x is a. Integration of the sine negative cosine ax plus b over a plus c is called constant of integration. Also, integration of cosine ax plus b dx. What is the integration of cosine? Sine. Then integration of cosine, bracket contains ax plus b respect to dx equals sine bracket ax plus b over coefficient of x is a plus constant integration c. Number C, integration of sec square bracket contains ax plus b dx equals what? Yes, 10 bracket contains ax plus b over coefficient of x plus c constant integration. Remember, dear student, look at the important remarks. In the first secondary in trigonometry, we have important rules. Sine square x plus cosine square x equals 1. 1 plus 10 square x equals sec square x. Remember these important rules. Sine square x plus cosine square x equals 1. 1 plus 10 square x equals sec square x. The second rule coming from the first rule. If divided the first rule by sine square over sine square equals 1. Cosine square over cosine square equals cosine square over sine square equal cotangent square. 1 over cosine square equal, yes, 1 over cosine equal sec square. Then cosine 2x equal 2 cosine square x minus 1. Cosine 2x, 2 cosine square x minus 1. Then cosine square x equals half plus half cosine 2x. This very important. When we find integration of cosine square x, we convert cosine square x into 2 half plus half cosine 2x. Cosine 2x equals also 1 minus 2 sine square x. Therefore, sine square x equals what? Equals half minus half cosine 2x. Number 4, cosine square y over 2 equals what? Equal half plus half cosine x. Sine square x over 2 also equal half minus half cosine x. Remember, dear student, cosine square y over 2 equals 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine x, but sine square x over 2 equals 1 over 2 minus half cosine x. Dear student, these important rules: cosine square y over 2, sine square x over 2. When we find integration of cosine square or sine square, we convert cosine square y over 2 into 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine x. Also, when we find integration of sine square x over 2, we convert sine square x over 2 into 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 cosine x. Dear student, look at important example. Find integration 5 sine 3x dx. 5 sine 3x dx. Number B, integration of cosine bracket contains 7x minus 5 dx. Number C, integration of 3 sine 3x over 2 dx. Dear student, number D, find integration of 4 cosine bracket contains 1 over 2x plus pi over 4 dx. Number E, find integration 6 square pi over 6 dx. Number F, find integration 6 square pi over 6 x dx. Look at the solution. Number A, when we find integration 5 sine 3x dx. Look at, dear student, what is the integration of the sine? Yes, excellent student, negative cosine. Remember, we have constant 5 multiply sine 3x. We find integration of sine 3x is, yes, negative cosine 3x over coefficient of x is 3. Then integration of 5 sine 3x dx equals 5 multiply negative cosine 3x over 3 plus c. Therefore, answer is negative 5 over 3 cosine 3x plus c. Number B. What is the integration of cosine bracket contains 7x minus 5 dx? Look at, dear student, integration of cosine is sine. Integration of cosine sine. Cosine bracket contains 7x minus 5 is sine 7x minus 5 over coefficient of x is 7 plus c. Therefore, answer is 1 over 7 constant sine 7x minus 5 plus c. Number C. What is the integration 3 multiply sine 3x over 2 dx? Look at 3 constant multiply sine, integration of the sine, negative cosine. Negative cosine. Remember, 3x over 2 multiply 2 over 3. Why? Because we divided the cosine 3x over 2, coefficient of x 3 over 2. When divided 3 over 2 or multiply, multiplicative inverse of 3 over 2 is 2 over 3 plus c. Then integration becomes negative 2 cosine 3x over 2 plus c. Number D. What is the integration of 4 cosine bracket contains 1 over 2x plus pi over 4 dx? Remember, by 180 divided 4 equals 35. What is the integration of 4 cosine 1 over 2x plus pi over 4 dx? We have constant 4. 4 multiply integration of the cosine sine. Sine what? Sine bracket over, yes, coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x? 1 over 2. Then the integration becomes 4 times sine multiply sine bracket contains 1 over 2x plus pi over 4 over coefficient of x 1 over 2 plus c. Then integration becomes 8 sine bracket contains 1 over 2x plus pi over 4 plus c. Number E. What is the integration of 6 squared pi over 6? Remember, pi over 6 equal 180 divided 6 equal 30. 6 squared. What is the integration of 6 squared? 6 squared integration is 10. Good. 6 squared, square, not z. 6 squared equals pi over 2 is constant. Why? Because student say integration of 6 squared 10x, but look at pi over 6. Pi over 6 is constant. Why? Because pi 180 divided 6 30. Then 6 square x is constant. dx is same constant plus c. Why? Because 6 square pi over 6 is constant. This example is a very important example. Why? Anyone say integration of 6 square x equals 10x plus c. But in this example, we want integration of constant dx. Constant dx is same constant plus c. Why? Because pi over 6, 180 divided 6 equals 30. 6 square or 6 square 30 equal constant number. Integration any constant number dx equal same constant plus c. Number F. Look at integration of 6 squared pi over 6x dx. This example is constant? No. Why? Because we have variable x. 6 squared pi over 6x dx. What is the answer? 10 pi over 6x times coefficient of or divided by pi over 6 or multiplicative inverse pi over 6 is 6 over pi plus c. Remember, dear student, integration of 6 squared pi over 6 x dx equals 10 pi over 6 x times what? 6 over pi plus c. The answer is 6 over pi 10 pi over 6x plus c, constant of integration. Dear student, look at another example. What is the integration of bracket contains sine x plus cosine x for all power 2 respect to dx? Number 2, what is the integration of bracket contains 1 plus 10 squared x dx? Number 3, what is the integration of cosine square x dx? Look at number 4, what is the integration of sine square x dx? Number 5, what is the integration of x negative sine square x over 2 dx? What is the integration of two brackets? The first bracket contains 1 plus sec x. Second bracket equals 1 minus sec x respect to dx. Look at the solution. Number 1, remember, dear student, we have integration bracket power 2. After that, sine x plus cosine x for all power 2. We factorize this bracket power 2 as first power 2 plus second power 2 plus first times second times 2. Bracket sine x plus cosine x for all power 2 becomes sine square x plus cosine square x plus 2 sine x cosine x dx. Remember, what you mean sine square x plus cosine square x equals 1. Excellent student. 1 plus sine 2x. Why? Because 2 sine x cosine x is integration from trigonometry in the the last period, the last year, we deduce what is the sine 2x, 2 sine x, cosine x. We convert 2 sine x, cosine x to sine 2x. We convert sine power 2x plus cosine square x equals 1. Integration of sine x plus cosine x inside bracket for all power 2 dx. Yes, in change to integration of bracket contains 1 plus sine 2x dx. What is the integration? Integration of 1 equals x, constant equal x. Integration of sine negative cosine 2x divided by coefficient of x is 2 plus c. Then answer becomes x minus 1 over 2 cosine 2x plus c. Number 2, what is the integration of 1 plus 10 squared x dx? Remember, dear student, 1 plus 10 squared x, its rule equals 6 squared x. Square x sine 6 squared x. What is the integration of 6 squared 10x plus c? Number 3, what is the integration cosine square x dx? We change cosine 2x into 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x dx. What is the integration of 1 over 2, 1 over 2x? What is the integration of 1 over 2 cosine 2x? Equals 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 sine 2x plus c. Why? Because sine 2x, this integration sine 2x. After that, divided by coefficient of x is 2. Answer is 1 over 2x plus quarter sine 2x plus c. Number 4, what is the integration sine squared x dx? we change sine squared x dx into bracket contains 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 cosine 2x dx. What is the integration? 1 over 2 equals 1 over 2x. What is the integration of cosine 2x? Yes, sine 2x divided 2. Answer is 1 over 2x. After that, look at number 5. Integration of bracket contains x minus sine squared x over 2, sine squared x over 2 dx. Integration sine, we change sine squared x over 2 to negative 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2 cosine dx dx. After that, integration of x minus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x is 1 over 2x squared plus negative 1 over 2 x positive 1 over 2 sine x plus c. Number 6. What is the integration of 2 bracket contains 1 plus sec x multiply 1 minus sec x dx? The first, look at 2 brackets, first times first equals 1, second times second equal negative sec squared x. Then integration of 1 equal x, integration of sec squared tan x plus c. Then integration of bracket contains 1 minus sec squared x dx is integration of 1 x, integration of sec squared tan x plus c, constant of integration. Look at, dear student, what is the integration of 1 plus cosine squared x dx? Number B, what is the integration of 1 bracket contains 1 plus cosine for all power 2 dx? This is different between the first example and the second example. The first bracket contains 1 plus cosine squared x, but the second bracket contains 1 plus cosine x for all power 2 dx. Number C, integration of 1 minus cosine x over 2 for all power 2 dx. Number D, what is the integration of 1 plus cosine squared x over 1 minus sine squared x dx? Look at the solution. Number A, integration of 1 plus cosine squared x dx equals 1 plus cosine squared equals 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x dx. We change cosine squared x as 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x dx. After that integration, we add 1 plus half equal 3 over 2 and find the integration of bracket contains 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x as 3 over 2x plus quarter sine 2x plus c. Number B, integration of 1 plus cosine x for all power 2 dx. 1 plus cosine power 2, 1 plus cosine x for all power 2 equals 1. First, second, second times second, first times second times 2. Bracket 1 plus cosine x for all power 2 becomes bracket contains 1 plus 2 cosine x plus cosine squared x dx. After that, dear student, we replace cosine squared x into 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x. Cosine squared x, remember, equals half plus half plus half times cosine 2x. After that, we find integration of the bracket is integration 3 over 2 plus 2 cosine x plus 1 over 2 cosine 2x dx. What is the integration? 3 over 2x. What is the integration of 2 cosine x? 2 sine x. What is the integration of 1 over 2 cosine 2x? Equal quarter sine 2x plus c. Why? Because integration of cosine 2x is sine 2x and divided by coefficient of x is 2. 1 over 2 becomes 1 over 4 times sine 2x plus c. After that, integration of bracket contains 1 minus cosine x over 2 for all power 2 respect to dx. Remember, 1, we multiply 1 times 1 cosine x over 2 for all power 2. After that, first times second times 2, bracket becomes, bracket contains 1 minus 2 cosine x over 2 plus cosine square x over 2 dx. After that, dear student, 1 minus 2 cosine x dx plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine x dx. Therefore, answer is 3 over 2 minus 2 cosine x over 2 plus 1 over 2 cosine x dx. Therefore, integration becomes 3 over 2x minus 4 sine x over 2 plus 1 over 2 sine 2x plus c. Dear student, now we are translate to end of this lesson. This lesson is very important. Dear student, I am very happy to spend such time with you. Goodbye.